Well, back at home, Capitol Hill is trying to return to normal after a very chaotic scene there yesterday. The Capitol Visitor Center has reopened after gunshots erupted yesterday afternoon. Children on class field trips, other visitors, families and their children all forced to run for cover here as police say officers shot and injured 66-year-old Larry Dawson after Dawson pulled what appeared to be a weapon at a security checkpoint. One other person suffered minor injuries in the fracas. Kris Cleave is now with us from Washington. Kris, you were there for us yesterday. What can you tell us now about this suspect, Larry Dawson?
Well, Josh, he suffered critical injuries when he was taken to Washington's MedStar Hospital for surgery. We understand he is in stable condition, last described as stable but critical. So we're not 100% sure when we will see him in court, but he is facing assault charges now because of this incident as he recovers at Washington Hospital Center. That other injury was to a woman. She was described as a bystander, middle-aged woman. She was treated at an area hospital and released. She's going to be okay. We know this isn't the first time a shooting has happened at the Capitol. What's security saying about what exactly unfolded there? Well, you're referencing a 1998 incident where the Capitol was essentially breached by an armed man who shot and killed 2 Capitol police officers. And that was part of why this visitor center was built the way it was, certainly with a mind post 9/11 as well. But the visitor center now is designed, it actually is directly below that map that you're looking at. You go down some stairs, then you enter underneath the that open area out in front of the Capitol there. And as soon as you walk through these heavily fortified doors, you hit a security checkpoint that's manned by armed U.S. Capitol police officers, usually at least 2 per lane, and there's 6 or 8 lanes in the entrance that most of the guests go through. So there's a heavy police presence right there. We understand the suspect came to one of those checkpoints, and that's when Dawson drew what appeared to be a weapon of some kind and was shot by police. So the Capitol Police Chief told me yesterday he thinks the security posture, the security procedures and precautions worked as they were designed to. Obviously, this investigation is just now underway, but considering the global context, Kris, that we are in, it is now the clearinghouse that all things must be run through. Is there any reason to believe terrorism was behind anything that was motivating Larry Dawson? You know, at this point, police believe this was describing it anyway as a lone criminal act. They don't see any links to terror. Mr. Dawson is somebody who was known to Capitol Police. He had been removed from the Capitol grounds and charged with disrupting the Capitol last year. He didn't make his court appearance, so there was a bench warrant out for him. He had been ordered to stay off the Capitol grounds. So they really think this is an isolated act, no real link to terror. We should tell you, while the visitor center did reopen this morning, we were up there, watched it happen. Shortly thereafter, the Capitol Police did clear the area because of an unattended backpack. That's not terribly uncommon for somebody to leave something behind. 99.999% of the time that's a false alarm, but they're going through the process of clearing out that backpack, and then you'll see the Capitol return to normal operations today. Alarms must be noted in this day and age. Kris Cleave in Washington, we appreciate the time. Sure thing.